You know, we spend a lot of time talking about cash flow management, cash flow improvement, and I sometimes wonder if we get so far into the weeds, we forget about what is the point of all this cash flow management, cash flow improvement, cash flow planning. And the biggest point is that as a business owner, top of mind, where your cash is, your current cash position, where is it going and where is it coming from? We need to answer or be able to answer closely off the top of our head, how much cash am I going to need? When am I going to need it? And where is it going to come from? And the whole point of cash flow planning and cash flow management is for you to be able to answer those questions or at least have a decent approximation of where you're at in that process. The rest of it is planning for reduction of debt. If you have debt, you don't want to stay in debt. There needs to be a good plan to reduce that debt, especially if it's a line of credit. There's no established pattern for paying down the principal if it's a line of credit. You need to be disciplined enough to establish your own pattern to pay down the principal on that line of credit. And then secondly, building cash reserves, building some certainty and security in your business, especially in today's environment with the COVID-19 pandemic and so much uncertainty around cash and cash flow. For those small businesses who have been cash flow planning for years and they have a solid cash reserves in place, their uncertainty, their panic, their sleepless nights have been a lot less than if you didn't do that. So the point is doing that planning, having forecasts in place, doing all the other stuff for cash flow planning and cash flow management and cash flow improvement that we recommend and talk about. But more importantly, having that forecast and plan in place so you can see how much cash are we going to have 6 months down the road? How much cash are we going to have 9 months, 12 months? 24 months might be a stretch, but at least looking out the next 12 months, how are we going to reduce debt? And how are we going to manage that cash as it flows through our business? And how much is enough in cash reserves for me to be able to sleep at night and know that when the next pandemic comes around, I'm not going to have to make painful moves right away. I'll have time to plan for those moves and those hard decisions because I've got the cash reserves in the bank to get me through the near-term future. So how much is enough in cash reserves? I used to, my pat answer and off the cuff answer always was 3 months worth of operating expenses. So if all your sales stopped today, meaning you had no more revenue, and theoretically thereby your direct costs stop or greatly reduce today, then I want to have at least 3 months worth of cash in the bank to cover my overhead expenses. Well, that was before the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm going to start increasing that off the cuff answer to 6 months. And in 3 months, I might tell you, you want to have at least 9 to 12 months, a whole year's worth of cash reserves, either in your business bank accounts or available to get you through downturns. And let's not just limit that to your overhead expenses. You need to look at your cost of goods sold, your direct costs. And if some of those are fixed expenses, if you have key employees that 100% of their effort is in the production and delivery of the product or service that you bring to the marketplace, they're in cost of goods sold, but you're not necessarily going to cut them if all your revenue went away next month. If they're a key employee and a key fixture, and somebody in your business that you want to have there and make sure they've been taken care of when things return to normal in 3 months, 6 months, that's part of that cash reserve monthly nut that you want to have available to cover the downturn. So what's the number for you? What are you comfortable with having in cash reserves? Is it 3 months, 6 months? Maybe it's 9 months, maybe it's a year. And what's your plan to get there? That's the whole point in developing the forecasting. What's our plan to build our cash reserves? Where are we going to store it? That's a topic for another day. And how are we going to store it? and what's our plan to reduce debt, and when can we start to reduce debt so that we're debt free. Being debt free also reduces that number or that amount of cash reserves you need in place. Big topics, big ideas. Maybe right now some of that seems unsurmountable for you and your business, but now is the time to start planning and seeing where you want to be in terms of your cash reserves. And for many businesses right now, it's the short term. You're just trying to survive and see how much cash am I going to have in the bank in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 10 weeks. There's a tool for that too. It's called the 13-week rolling forecast. I've written a couple blog posts on that. And I think what I'm going to do is develop some videos for understanding what is that 13-week rolling cash flow forecast and how do we implement it in our business. Because when the downturn is severe and really tough, you need that short-term vision on where your cash is going to be. Right now, we're talking about the long-term vision. So if you want more information on overall cash flow planning, cash flow management, check out our ultimate guide to cash flow planning and cash flow improvement. Click the link below here or go to our website. You'll find it there as well.